Greetings and salutations, and this is Tech Plays here with, well, with the Sonic Racing Crossworld Open Network Test. Because, apparently, you can just download that for free. And, yeah, I did that. But anyway, I made 2 videos out of this. One is gonna be just me doing, like, the Grand Prix and showing off the rival stuff. I did a few Grand Prix just so I can get a couple like interesting rival combinations, and I just went with the 2 most interesting combinations that I recorded. Like here we have Amy versus Storm, and then the next one we have Wave versus Omega. The next one's more interesting than this one because this one's just funny. That's why I decided to use this one, because this one's funny. But yeah, I have found out that I do prefer to play like the, at least out of the 12 characters the game lets you play in this version is, my favorite to play right now is Wave, but I do prefer the controls of the speed characters, so once I still plan for, like, a sale for the main game. Like, I'm not getting it when it comes out. I'm not pre-ordering it, nothing like that. I still plan to wait on the sale. But whenever I do eventually, like, get this game, I plan to fully just, I plan to either main Espio or Blaze, assuming they're both speed characters, because I do prefer the speed character controls. Way easier to like boost and everything if you're using a speed character on an extreme gearboard. But for the beta test, for the open network test, I prefer playing Wave because I don't know, because all my favorite characters are not available. Like Vector's not available, SPO's not available, Blaze is not available. They're all locked in this version. And yeah, sure, you got like Shadow and you got Knuckles, and that's cool and all, but nah. Wave's more fun, especially like voice line wise. Like she has better voice lines than Knuckles at the very least. But that's just that. I also I want to give praise here real quick. We won't really, I don't think we'll get to see much of Jet's voice in these 2 videos, but we'll hear a lot of Storm and Wave. But I gotta give praise to the voices, the people voicing these characters, because they sounded so bad when they debuted as the characters in Sonic Free Riders, and here they sound so good. Like, I gotta give them praise there. Like, a lot of the voice cast, a lot of the current Sonic voice cast has really improved a lot, to be honest. Like, I feel like the only ones I currently have an issue with are the voices for Rouge and Green. If I'm being honest. Like, if I'm just talking voice-wise, like, ignoring outside stuff, because if I acknowledge outside stuff, I have a problem with Eggman's voice, too, but, you know, we ain't gonna talk about that. Anyway. Yeah, I feel like the only 2 characters whose voices sound so off for their characters are Cream and Rouge. Like, ever since like Sonic Dream Team, Cream's VA just sounds like she's struggling to do the voice. And then I don't know what they've been directing Rouge's VA to do after Dream Team. Like, she sounded okay in Dream Team and in Forces, but then after those 2 games, she's just not sounding good at all. Not in Shadow Generations, and definitely not here. Well, as far as I would know here, because she's not, like, playable, but she didn't sound good in Shadow Generations. I'm expecting her not to sound good here whenever the full game's out. But yeah, we won that one. I did, like, skip quite a... Like, I recorded, like, maybe 6 Grand Prix. in total, including the first one I did, but I didn't really, I really just kept the 2 most interesting ones. Like, this one for the funny, the second one because it's interesting. Yeah. You can see I'm not used to the boost. Yeah, I didn't... Here's the thing. I wasn't really bothering to, like, get the perfect boost yet, because I was still figuring out the timing, so I just went for, like, a basic starting boost. You'll see in the next video that, like... Because I recorded, like, a bunch of online races and just, again, kept, like, the most interesting ones. Just for entertainment purposes. It's not like the CTR video I did like a few weeks back where I kept all the races I did in it. But that's because I didn't do as many races for that. Might do some more CTRs soon. I still have the game downloaded. I'd have a lot of fun playing that game here and there. On the side, like... I got my RE3 Let's Play fully recorded. I'm not, like, in recording Let's Play mode right now. I'm kind of just playing other stuff. Well, I am replaying RE3 on hard mode, but that's kind of just casual. I'm doing that very slowly. Not really running through the game like I did the first time. You know it's a good game when I immediately want to do a second run. Like, I did that with, especially if the game has New Game Plus. Like, if I love a game and it has New Game Plus, a lot of times I'll do a second run. Like I did that with Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I did it with RE4 Remake. I did the second scenario for RE2 Remake back when it came out right after the first scenario. What other games have I done that with? I believe I played Rise of the Tomb Raider back-to-back the first time I played it. And now I'm doing RE3 Original back-to-back, kind of. So yeah. I know none of that's on topic of this game, but I'm kind of just casually commentating this time. Like, I'm not really gonna give too many thoughts on this game aside from, like, when they come up, because currently I don't really have... I do want to talk about one thing. I do like the transformations here. I do like that you have, like, you have land vehicles, you have sea vehicles, you have air vehicles. My only complaint is I feel like the air controls are a little weird. And yeah, they're inverted by default, and then I went to change them off inverted, and it's like one of those rare cases where inverted actually feels right, because usually inverted controls is incorrect. Like, it feels really wrong. But for some reason it works with the flight controls. But that's because the flight controls are a little weird at first. You have to get used to them. Because I tried it with the inverted controls off, and it just wasn't working. Unfortunately, which sucks, because I prefer regular controls to inverted, but, you know, it's whatever. Surprisingly, the inverted controls work really well for the flight sections. We're still winning this. We're still winning. We're still winning. I also wanted to play Babylon Rogues for, like, this, and I'm going to be mainly playing the Babylon Rogues because they have not been in a Sonic game since, like, 2010. Like, in a way that I can play them, because I have not... Yeah, they have not been in, like, an important Sonic game since 2010. So I wanted to play them. So yeah. Mainly Storm and Wave, because, like, I do play Jet sometimes online when I want to get, like, smoother controls, because as I said, the speed characters on the boards just have, like, the best controls. They're way easier to, like, keep on track and stuff and all that. Like, it's just the way that is. I like to use, like, my favorite combination right now for the online mode is, like, Wave on a board, because the boards kind of give you, like, good... They give you good boosts, and they kind of make, like, turning a little better. Like, it's easier to turn. But then, like, you have the acceleration characters, which seems to be the class they replaced the skill character, or the technique character with. And the technique character was a replacement for flight character. Like, they really just don't want to have flight characters. Which, I can see why that would make sense, because, like, all characters can fly now due to the, like, the flight sections like this. By the way, so far... I feel like my favorite tracks in this game are Water Palace, Apoltos, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Mystic Jungle. I do wish Mystic Jungle would have used like the Moonlight Battlefield, a remix of the Moonlight Battlefield song instead of the one it did use, but it's a pretty good track. I really like that one. I really like Apoltos, because it's Windmill Isle theme, and I love Windmill Isle. It's one of my favorite stages from Sonic Unleashed. I love Water Palace because I'm a fan of the Rush games, especially Rush Adventure, but I don't think there's going to be any Rush Adventure representation in this game, unfortunately. There's not going to be any Rush Adventure levels. Kind of just come to accept that by now, even though that's my favorite Sonic game, but you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. Maybe someday they'll... Maybe someday they'll actually show Rush Adventure some love. Maybe someday. I can only hope, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Unfortunately. But oh well. At least we got Water Palace from Rush. At least they're acknowledging the Rush series in general. I mean, they already kind of were, because they've kept the backstory of Blaze being from another dimension for the Rush series. But I more so mean, like, beyond Blaze herself. At least they're, like, acknowledging something from the Rush games. And Water Palace is a pretty fun track. Like, I don't think it's my favorite. My favorite one's definitely Apoltos, but it's my second favorite. I'm also, like, curious as to why they just named it Apoltos. Like, all these other tracks either are named after the stage, or they have a slightly different name. Like, I don't think Mystic Jungle was called Mystic Jungle in Forces, and Apoltos is supposed to be called Windmill Isle, but they called it Apoltos for some reason, which don't get, but you know what, it's whatever. It's whatever. The stage name is Windmill Isle, but whatever. Ooh, this is probably my favorite part about how, like, the Grand Prix work in this game. Because instead of, like, getting a fourth track like you would in CTR Nitro Fueled or, like, Team Sonic Racing, you get a combination of all three of the main tracks you just went through. And I really love that. That's a really brilliant idea. It's really smart on their part, and I just love it. The one thing I don't like about, like, the online network tests, I'm fine with them restricting it to just 12 characters. That kind of makes sense, but they only really let you play, like, maybe 6 tracks. There's more than that you can play via the via the tracks you can transition to during the second lap. But I think there's only like 2 more that you can play through there that don't ever come up as like a main track. So it's still, there's like there's a lot of limits to this. So after like a few hours of playing this, I think I played like 4 hours to get all this, to get the footage together, to get the gameplay together. You just kind of get a little bored. Like, I do want to play more, obviously, but like I had to take a break because, like, well, one, I'd been playing for 4 hours, and I can never really play games for more than 2 hours anymore for the most part. So I was mentally drained by the time like I stopped playing it, even with how good the game is. But also, like, even if it wasn't for that, right? Even if it wasn't for that, I wanted to take a break because I've been playing the same tracks over and over again. I kind of want to, kind of wish they just added like a couple more into the like online network test, but it's whatever. It's whatever. At least they gave us this much to play for now. And I'm likely going to wait 3 or 4 months after release for whenever the game inevitably goes on a sale, because Sonic games always go on sale on PS5 within 3 or 4 months after the release. That's probably what I'm going to do. Just wait until it goes on sale and then get it, because the only full price game I plan to get in the future, if possible, is Resident Evil Requiem. Because I try, for the most part, to never get, like, full price games. I do make exceptions for, like, Resident Evil games and sometimes Sonic games. And then, like, sometimes other games. But, like, at most, I'll get, like, 2 full price games a year. Maybe, like, sometimes 1. I think in 2021, I only got 1 full price game. Same with, like, 2023, I want to say. I'm trying to remember, did I get any full price games last year besides Shadow? Oh, actually, I got 1. I just got Shadow Generations. That was the only full price game I got last year, I think, because the PS5 port of Hi-Fi Rush was only $30. That's not full price, and I got Silent Hill 2 Remake half off. So yeah, Shadow Generations was the only full price game I got last year. This year, the only one I would have gotten is Oblivion. So yeah, especially since I plan to pre-order RE Requiem if possible. We'll see how that goes. That technically will count for 2026, not this year. So
You're making me look bad.
I also have to wait for the game to even become available for pre-order. That's the other thing, but either way.
Ain't nobody who can beat me.
There we go. We won. We won. Excellent. Excellent work there. We're going back to main menu, and we're going to do another one. This time we're going to play as Wave. Change vehicles. Yeah, let's go with this. I do use the extreme gear in online, but at first I was under the impression it'd just be better to use vehicles that fit their, like, driving style. Yeah, we're going Omega. That's more interesting. Plus, I want to level up my rival rankings so I can get harder rivals. I think Omega here is like the first rival that gave me trouble, because all the rival levels before this were pretty easy. For some reason, I don't know why I chose not to include the Wave and Zaz rival Grand Prix, because that was interesting. I guess it's because I preferred the Wave and Omega one, because it's interesting due to Wave being a tinkerer like Tails, and then Omega being a robot. So it's like, it's interesting in that regard. Anyway, let's get into this. How long is it gonna take? What are we doing? Why didn't I cut this out? I don't know why I didn't cut this out. The next video is way better edited, by the way. It's got quite a few races in it because I only, like, cut it down to the races. But for this one, I didn't really cut down much. I just kind of cut, like, what I was doing between these. But yeah, let's go. Let's see what we get with the rival introduction here. Stadium. This is a cool track, by the way. I don't think it's one of my favorites, but like I like the theme of it.
Wave the Swallow. Mechanic for the battle on roads. Assessment. Target when grounded.
Target? Don't get too full of yourself. Once this is over, I'm scrapping you for parts.
Love that. Also, I made an error earlier. I said Tinkerer like Tails. No, she's a mechanic. Got that wrong. But yeah, let's go. I do love her just telling Omega, I'm gonna scrap you for parts. That's funny. That's funny. A lot of these are pretty funny. Like, the Storm and Amy one earlier was pretty funny. Like, there's also a pretty funny one between, like, I think it's, yeah, Zaz and Wave, I think? It's Wave and someone. Like, Wave taunting someone's intelligence. I think it was Zaz. But, oh, I don't remember. But yeah. I think out of the 12, I just like Wave's, like, rival lines and her voice lines and stuff. Like, I just like that. Plus, like, the Babylon Rogues are just more fun to play. Until, like, the characters like Team Chaotix and Blaze are available, but that won't be until the game's released. And even then, like I said, I am waiting for a sale after that. Like, I'm not paying $70 for this game. Plus, I'm hoping that, like, the deluxe edition will get a good sale, because I'd rather get that version. But if I have to deal with, like, the base game version, I don't really care for the crossover characters anyway, because yeah, I'm mainly here for the Sonic characters. Like, the crossover characters are cool and all, but, like, mainly here for the Sonic characters. Me personally. Damn, there's been so many times I tried to go down there to try to get through, like, those flight rings, but apparently the game always brings you back up to the track here, which is, I don't know if that's intentional or what. By the way, putting this thing on was a mistake. It's useful for, like, spinning out other racers, like, it's useful for that, but it's hard as fuck to control compared to the regular drift. So, like, this is the only time you're gonna see me using this. It's like, it's a double-edged sword. Like, you can spin out other races while you're drifting, but it makes the drift controls horrible. Like, the only times, like, I can actually drift perfectly with this thing is around, like, tight corners like that. Whenever, like, there's a slight corner, or, like, whenever there's a slight corner or a straight line, it does not work out. See, like here, that was a slight corner, messed up. Well, I also messed up because I got hit, but you know. It messes me up because when you have the spin drift on like this, it turns your camera and turns the general direction your character is facing. Even if you're controlling it like a regular drift, or trying to anyway. And that's where it messes me up, because I'm like, why are you pointing me to the wall? I was not aiming, the stick on my controller was not aimed at the wall. Why are you turning to the wall? Like, it's just annoying. So it's definitely something I choose not to use ever again after this, but hey, I'm still doing good with it, so there's that. This map's kind of interesting too, but I don't know. I don't care too much. I mainly just don't remember what this track is based off of. Like, kind of just don't. I'm gonna pay attention to the background and see if I can tell if there's like an airship in the background. I don't remember. Cause like for a second I was thinking maybe Kingdom Valley, but with a bunch of rainbow shit going on. No, it's not that. Cause Kingdom Valley doesn't have airships or blimp, not blimps. Hot air balloons. Then you got this here, like this wood thing here. I'm thinking, is it one of the? My second thought is it one of the like Black Knight stages, but Black Knight didn't have airships or not. It didn't have airships or hot air balloons either, and nowhere in Black Knight had like the colorful plant life in the background and all that. So like I really could not tell you what stage this is based off of. Now I know this is based off Bingo Highway. That's obvious. I hate this track, by the way. I already hate this track. Even though like it only shows up in the open network test as like a track you can enter as a second lap. Like it's not a main track in this open beta test. Open network test. But I just kind of hate it because like it's just annoying. There's like bingo chips in the way. It's real easy to like get turned around. Not turned around. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's real easy to get like thrown into a wall by another player if you get hit. I just don't like this track that much. I feel like it's probably the most poorly designed track in the game so far. It's the only one I really can say I feel like it's poorly designed in ways. It's not quite as good as the version of it from Team Sonic Racing, that's for sure, but a lot of these other tracks, especially the ones that had a version in Team Sonic Racing, like the I'm trying to remember, there was an online track, like there's a Sandopolis track online that's actually better here than in Team Sonic Racing, and then there's like there's another one I don't remember at the moment. We'll be playing it in next video, so it won't matter as much, but there's another one I know it.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
See, because I'm trying to think of where this is. There's a lot of stone. There's a lot of, like, colorful plant life. I'm like, where is this? Like, airships and hot air balloons.
I guess that's
Is this like
respectable.
another original track like the E Stadium? Or is this, like, just... I don't know what this is. It's a beautiful looking track, don't get me wrong. I just fail to see like what it's connected to. Here we go, Water Palace, the best track of these three again. Love Water Palace. Let's go. You got the boost list right now. I actually do love the power-ups here more than in Team Sonic Racing, especially like the Whips ones. I feel like the Wisp ones here are done better. I think the Drill one was also in Team Sonic Racing. And the Drill one was already good there. But then you have like the Laser Wisp here, which I don't remember being in Team Sonic Racing, but if it wasn't done the way it's done here, and it's like way more fun here. You also have like the Void Wisp here, which I think was in Team Sonic Racing as well, but I think it was also done a little different. I don't know, it's been a while since I played Team Sonic Racing. I've been thinking of like going back and playing that game once this open network test is over to kind of like compare some of the stuff. This, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it as much. I feel like it's going to be ruined for me now after like playing this, kind of similar to how playing the original RE3 kind of messed up the remake for me, because I did try to go back and replay the remake for comparison, and it just wasn't the same. It was not the same. Like, RE2 remake's definitely better than the original RE2 in my opinion. That's why I don't really want to try original RE2, because I feel like I'm going to judge it too harshly, because I think the remake's better. But with RE3, the remake was horrible. And the original is amazing. And I could, like, before I was just like, okay, this game's kind of mid, but it's a little fun to speedrun at least. no, I can't even enjoy speedrunning RE3 Remake anymore. It's just not. After playing the original, no. I've been thinking of giving the original RE4 a chance too, because like, even though I love the RE4 remake, I don't feel like I would be as biased for. I wouldn't have as much of a bias for it as RE2 remake, because RE2 remake is just my favorite RE game of all time. RE4 is a game that's like a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Like, well, 7 out of 10 kind of over time. Like at first I gave it a 8 out of 10, but after like many replays later, it's definitely a 7. And I know like that might be a hot take, but I actually do enjoy replaying Village over RE4 Remake. I enjoy replaying RE2 Remake over RE4 Remake. I enjoy replaying RE3 Nemesis so far over RE4 Remake. Like RE4 Remake ain't even in my top 5 anymore. Like it was for a minute, but then like I replayed some other RE games, and then like I got to play RE3 Nemesis for the first time, and it just kind of like slowly fell down, like, because my top 5 right now is RE2 Remake, followed by RE3, no, not RE3, followed by Revelations 2, followed by RE3 Nemesis, followed by, I'm trying to remember, what was after that? RE Village, followed by RE1 Remake. RE4 Remake's the number 6. Now, it's still in the top half, and it's still very much like a really good game. Like, most of the RE games I played, I would rank pretty good. 7 is below RE4. So, like, yeah. I don't know, Village is just a way more fun game to replay to me than RE4 Remake. First of all, it's not as long as RE4 Remake, but also I just like the gameplay of Village more. I like the locations of Village a little more. I think RE4 Remake definitely has the better castle, but other than that, I really love the factory in Village. I really love like the snowy environment of the village itself. I love the enemies in Village for the most part. The only part of Village I really don't like is House Benevento, as I've talked about in the past. I think that's just a really poorly done horror section. I know it scared a lot of people, but that's the issue. It's only scary first time. Like, it's definitely a section that once I realized that just how scripted the monster in that section was, and realized it wasn't really a stalker like Mr. X was, Mr. X and Jack Baker were. It was more like Nemesis from 3 Remake, where it was just scripted to show up. That kind of just, yeah, killed all like fear I had of it. So I was like, yeah, I know exactly when it's going to show up. I know exactly how to hide from it. I know exactly how to do everything. It's not scary anymore. Mr. X still is scary every time I replay RE2 Remake, and you gotta keep in mind, I've replayed that game like 15 times over the years. If we count both scenarios, like if we count any time I did either character. If I only counted like Claire, it'd probably be like 9, Leon would probably be 6, something like that. But no, I'm counting like every scenario, including second scenarios. Probably comes to about 15 odds of the game. But yeah. I will say I do like this track. I know I complained about not knowing where it's from. Somebody please tell me, like if somebody's watching this video and for some reason you care enough to comment down below, please tell me where this is, which Sonic game this is from. Because I don't know. And that's really the only thing that bugs me about it. Okay, we're back to the good track. Well, that one was good too, but you know what I mean. We're back to like the amazing track. Like I love this track. Water Palace, actually, I did say Apoltos was my favorite, but no, Water Palace is. I think Water Palace is my favorite so far. Then it's Apoltos, then it's Mystic Jungle. After that, it's everything else. Because all the other tracks are still really good, except for like one that I really don't like. I'm trying to remember. Actually, no, Metal Harbor is really good. I forgot about that one. Metal Harbor is number 4. For me, it's number 4. Then it's everything else. There is one track here that annoys me, and I don't remember what it is. It's not any of the tracks in the Grand Prix. It's not Sandopolis. It's not Metal Harbor. It's not like there's like a mall one. It's really fun. It's not that one. Omega getting cooked here. Like we we beat this guy like every race. Like here's the thing though. He gave me way more trouble than the rest of them. Fio Grace. Oh, I love that line. .exe not found. That is very funny.
You just can't beat the best. Sorry.
Anyway, gonna be ending off the video right about here. So, bye.